If you're working on your research project, maybe in business, psychology, education, or nursing, and you've created a new questionnaire, rating scale, or test, one big question always comes up: does my test really measure what it's supposed to measure? That's exactly where Criterion Validity helps. What is Criterion Validity? Criterion Validity simply means checking how well your new test or tool agrees with something that is already trusted and proven to be accurate. That trusted one is called the criterion, sometimes also called the gold standard. Think of it like this: if you create a new weighing scale, you'll check whether it gives the same reading as a hospital's professional digital scale. If both show nearly the same weight, then your scale is valid. In research, we do the same thing. We compare our new test with something that already measures the same thing correctly. Let's say a researcher creates a new customer satisfaction survey for online shoppers. There's already a trusted survey called the Standard Customer Experience Index. To check criterion validity, the researcher gives both surveys to 50 online customers. If both surveys show similar results, for example, customers who score high on one also score high on the other, it means the new survey has good criterion validity. It shows the new tool can measure satisfaction just like the trusted one. Why criterion validity is important: when researchers make new tools, like surveys, rating scales, or assessments, they must prove those tools are not just random questions. Criterion validity gives that proof. It helps to show that your results are not just opinions. They actually match with real-world data or other reliable tools. For example, a psychology student can show that a new anxiety test gives results similar to a hospital's clinical anxiety test. When you show this evidence, your study becomes more trustworthy, reliable, and professional, especially if you're writing a thesis, dissertation, or journal article. Types of criterion validity: concurrent validity. This means you collect data from your new test and the trusted test at the same time. You're comparing two tests or measures that happen together. A psychology student designs a new depression scale to help screen university students. On the same day, the students also complete the official Beck Depression Inventory, BDI, which is already proven to be valid. If both tests show similar results, for example, students who score high on the BDI also score high on the new test, that means the new scale has high concurrent validity. In simple words, concurrent validity means my new test gives results similar to a trusted test right now. Predictive validity: this checks whether your test can predict future results. You test people now, and then check later if your results actually came true. A business student designs a sales skills assessment for new sales interns. They take the test before joining the company. After 6 months, the manager checks their actual sales performance. If people who scored high on the test also perform better in real sales, the test shows strong predictive validity. Correlations between the scores on the test and the criterion variable are calculated using a correlation coefficient, such as Pearson's R. Here we have a new student stress questionnaire, SSQ, and we want to see if it gives similar results to an already trusted clinical stress scale, CSS. Both tests were given to the same 10 students. Use this formula to Pearson's R. Excel will instantly calculate the correlation coefficient R. The value we get here is 0.99. This means there's a very strong positive correlation between the new SSQ test and the established CSS scale. Since the two tests were given at the same time, this shows high concurrent validity, meaning the new test measures stress in a similar way to the standard one. Pearson's R always gives a number between -1 and +1. It can be interpreted as follows: R equals 1, there is perfect positive correlation. Both tests increase and decrease together exactly. The new test measures the same thing as the standard test. R equals 0, there is no correlation at all. The two tests are not related. The new test probably measures something different. R equals -1, there is perfect negative correlation. When one test score goes up, the other goes down. They measure opposite things. Usually, researchers interpret the strength of correlation like this, as you are seeing in this table. If the R range is 0.00 to 0.19, then strength of relationship is very weak. But if it is between 0.80 and 1.00, and then the strength of relationship is very strong. So, in our case, we found R equals 0.99. That's very strong positive correlation. It means the new stress questionnaire gives almost the same results as the standard clinical stress scale. That's exactly what we want when testing criterion validity. A high positive correlation shows that our new test is valid and measures the same concept.